Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more City Skylines in Praetoria, in what might very well end up being the finale for this series. We've accomplished just about everything that I've wanted to up to this point, maybe a few exceptions, certainly some areas I'm still looking to fill in, as long as the RCI demand can keep up with it, but we've managed to build out, really, mostly everything. The districts all exist as was originally planned. The infrastructure and the highways and the railways and such exist. We've mostly fully leveled up some things like our trade schools, or I guess liberal arts schools for the uncommon dandies, plus things like our industries, our airports, etc. All things are looking pretty darn good here, so we're going to try to wrap this up on a high note and really go turbo here. I want to go full goblin mode and really get this sucker built out. Lots and lots of zoning, make this thing an absolute incredible jewel on the face of the earth. To that extent, let's go ahead and plan out one more major area and expansion, something unique for this city, and that's going to come down to industry. At this point, as I said, we've already got maxed out industries in all four major categories. Not the, fishing stuff, but meh, who cares about that? What I want to do now is start building out a whole bunch of unique factories, and that's going to require that we take a lot of our produced goods and ship them into one area where all of them can interact. What I'm thinking we might do is go ahead and set up a special train depot plus one just dedicated industrial area hooked up to the highway, trying to make it as easy as possible for different industries to load their goods onto the freight rail and then get shipped up into one area where it's all combined and then shipped off for massive amounts of profit. I'm hoping this actually works and doesn't create a traffic nightmare. I don't know if that's the case. We're just going to give it a shot. So let me plan this area out. Something like this is kind of what I have in mind, and what I'm going to end up doing with this is turning all this into a bunch of one-way roads, and the whole point of this is specifically to address what I expect is going to be a lot of truck traffic. So I want to have one-way roads constantly encouraging the flow of traffic so that very few impediments can get in the way. That is the goal. So this whole thing is going to be a section of one-way roads, roundabouts, whatever it takes to keep that traffic flowing. Throughput is what matters here. There we go, see? Something kind of like this. All right, so just double checking. The only thing that's a little bit tricky is I don't really love the direction this has to go, a sharp left turn in order to get on here, but oh well. I just want to make sure that people get off the highway quickly, can get over here if that is something they need. This all looks about right. Okay, so with that taken care of, now we have to take a look at the unique factories. And one problem with this is the unique factories are all kind of large, so they're all going to have unique different shapes and different expectations, and they're all very large. It's the reason I need to leave lots of space for this, and lots of room for one-way roads, because I suspect we're going to have something unique for every dang factory. Now, with that said, there are certainly still a handful of situations where it might make more sense to place these closer to their original industrial zone, such as Mr. Tweedy's Shining Emporium, because over here, for example, all we need to do is take our steel and turn it directly into something more useful. Actually, I think this might be iron turning it into steel, but that's beside the point. Nothing really needs to get combined here, so why make them travel all the way over here in order to create these goods, right? It's something a bit more immediate, right? But something like a household plastic factory, that could also go down over here, right? That's no problem. We can do something like this. Boom, problem solved. But then you get the toy factory, which requires a couple different kinds of forestry ingredients plus some plastics. This is a prime candidate to be sent up over here into this area to make sure people are able to drop off their goods very easily. So we could do this. Now, another alternative, if we want to be a little bit more crazy here, and this may or may not work, would be to set up a whole load of warehouses over here, with the expectation we'll be constantly trying to fill these warehouses, right? And then that way, the goods will get more directly over here. There'll be a buffer, a local direct buffer. I don't even necessarily think that's a bad plan. I mean, we could try doing that. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we could certainly give it a go. What if I did a whole bunch of medium warehouses, deliberately, intentionally placing this so that when goods come off the train, they have to go this direction. They'll be coming over here anyway. I want them to be able to quickly deliver the goods to the warehouses and then get the heck out of here. So, yeah, maybe. Sure, let's place down a handful of warehouses. Now, this is going to be a pretty expensive thing for me to operate, unfortunately. And I don't really relish that fact, but it is going to be pricey. because I have to manage all these suckers. I'm actually not making any money right now, but remember, that's partly because I turned the tax rates down to try and stimulate growth. If I turn these suckers back up, pretty confident we're going to make ourselves a whole lot more money. Anyway, all right, so we're going to need things like the animal products, the flour, we're going to need some paper, plain timber, etc. One warehouse for every single good. This means we're not going to be exporting any goods for a little while, which is probably going to result in me having at least a handful of issues. Let's see, we're going to set the metals in this unique products. There we go. It's probably going to have a few issues where I'm not making money as I'm not shipping out any industrial goods for a little bit, because now the game should prioritize filling these up first. Heck, I might even spend a couple $1 million buying the goods necessary in order to fill these things up first. But regardless, I think this is going to be the right call. Now let's go ahead and start placing down factories. We'll start with whatever I can fit in this general area. So a toy factory should be fine. The printing press, similar issue. We can probably set up over here. I'm spacing them out a little bit. I probably don't need to, but I am anyway, just because. Let's see. The lemonade factory is something we've had access to for a while, but that one's pretty large. Electronics, I imagine, is large as well. So is the clothing factory. Can't fit that. Could do the petroleum refinery. Good God, that's huge. Soft paper? Nope. Okay. Wow, these are just getting bigger and bigger. A whole car factory. We can make our own Teslas. Maybe? I don't know. A food factory. Very long building right over here. Perfect. We'll place that sucker down, and boom. Not loving the terrain management, but okay. Okay, we've already got a handful of trucks that are moving to deliver goods to the warehouse. Now, one vulnerability I already can see is they're not taking the long way around. They're going through the highest traffic area. For now, that's fine. This could end up stocking up and becoming a problem later. Here's one problem I've got. They're not using the cargo train. I really wanted to see goods being shipped by train and dropped off here rather than taking the long way through all these warehouses. Now, at the end of the day, I guess I'm glad the goods are simply arriving. But there were more efficient ways to do this, guys. I built trains for a reason. Oh, laser marks land is level 5. Yay! But also, boo! For the lack of use of trains. Sometimes I feel like we need to... There may be a mod for this somewhere. I feel like you almost need to have some sort of a mod that specifies, this is your industrial train route. Use this and only this, please and thank you. Hey, a train. It's delivering something. Okay, but what kind of goods are being delivered here? Is this from the Corgi Butt Farms? Might be from the Corgi Butt Farms. Wouldn't be surprised. Hang on, let's take a look at it. I want to see what's going to show up over here. It is oil. Wait, really? Oil and ore. Oh, so people are actually making use of it. Okay, so some people are indeed making use of our train depot. Okay, it's kind of working. Not as effective as I would have liked, but it's kind of working. Yeah, this is more what I expected. Look at all these trucks making their way to the warehouses. Yep, it's a risk. This is going to take a little while to properly settle itself. I mean, I'm hoping once the warehouses start to fill up, then maybe we're going to see a lot less trucks coming through once they get to about that half mark that they know they're supposed to go for. So I think all we have to do at this point is sit back and just kind of wait for this to rebalance itself. Only missing a couple of unique factories at this point. We're not going to end up doing the shipyard. That's a bit too much effort, I think. But a modular house factory, a soft paper factory, a car factory, and I think that's it. These are the three we're missing, the three largest ones. Take care of all that, and we will be set and good to go. There we go. Giving it a bit of time to work seems to be doing the trick. So I'm seeing the traffic is so far more or less manageable. We are filling up some warehouses. We've got enough goods to at least keep some of these going, which is great. So now we are producing a fair bit more production value than the material costs that are going in. Sneakers in particular appear to be worth an absolute ton. Crazy. And we've got one of every unique factory that I'm going to need. Heck, even things at the modular house factory with all of their parts are working just fine and dandy. So this all seems to be working. Okay, that's going to be our big industrial sector for pretty much the rest of the game. Huzzah! How's the rest of the city looking? Still having some issues with crematoriums not getting around as quickly as we need them to. I don't know what's going on with that. There's been a lot of, like, deaths and stuff. I've got crematorium coverage, like, everywhere, like, completely fine. So I don't really know why they're struggling as much as they are, since people should not be getting sick No, the sick number of citizens is completely acceptable. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. This has been a recurring issue, though. I'm planning out a large expansion for the School of Uncommon Dandies over here as well, by the way. We got a couple of special types of schools I can place down, such as the School of Education or the School of Environmental Studies. We've also got some laboratories and the Liberal Arts Bookstore, things that I had missed up to this point. And even then, it's still technically not enough. Campus attractiveness. There's more we need to do here? Are you crazy? An auditorium and stuff, I guess? I don't know. Frickin' heck, these guys just want the dang moon. Oy, oy, oy. No, it'll be fine. We'll go ahead and place some of this stuff down. We'll have some auditoriums. There's gotta be ways of getting a lot more attractiveness on here easily, right? Probably, maybe, I don't know. Regardless, we'll get this up to maximum. Then it's a matter of getting enough academic works to become a truly renowned university. While that's building out, we had also talked about maybe adding in some varsity sports to truly bring in the big bucks. And lots of people interesting in sports. I mean, come on, what kind of college doesn't have some sort of a varsity team, am I right? I don't personally think that it should be a very high priority, yet somehow it is. So we're going to be placing down some, let's say, I don't know, an American football stadium? That could be kind of fun. Got a baseball park, track and field, basketball arena, and an aquatics center. I mean, at the end of the day, the American football stadium is kind of the iconic choice, so I think that's what we're going to go for. There we go, big space available. Football stadium, bigger than I thought. Okay, well, let me think. What else can we place down? Some baseball? I'm a little bit wary of placing this too close to something like some of the laboratories. That seems slightly disruptive for the students. You know what's quiet? An indoor aquatic center. That's not so bad. And then as far as a stadium, we'll have a big honkin' football stadium plus a nice basketball arena located right along over here. Perfect. All right, that's all the sports complexes I feel like we're gonna need for this sucker. And we got one-way roads once again to handle all of the incoming traffic that will inevitably be coming through this area. Go team! Well, here comes the traffic now, for frick's sake. I did kind of say that might happen, and lo and behold, I was correct. Whoa, hang on, we got some bad lanes over here. This doesn't make any sense. There we go. That goes something kind of like that, and perfect. All right, so now people are going to be making sensible choices with their lanes. Just go directly through like this. And you don't... Why are you crossing lanes? You're not allowed to do that. I made it illegal. There we go. There we go. All right, so now the traffic's going. Good thing we had thought ahead with this giant roundabout star system. I kind of like that. And here comes a whole bunch of people walking around. Let's see. You took the passenger train, and now you're going to walk the whole way, right? Woo! Hello? What are the toga party goers doing? Look at them go. You're hanging out in the groundskeeping building? That's where you're doing your toga parties? I question your taste, guys. I question it very significantly. Oh, something I completely forgot about. Dang it, did I already miss it? I wanted to take a look at the whole concert situation down here. I bet you we missed this thing. Ah, boo. All right, well, next thing is on... Oh gosh, the date's all backwards. This is European style. It's the day before the month. Ah! My American brain can't handle it. No, this is the 2nd of January, 2045. It is currently the 25th of October in 2044. So in 3 months, we'll have another concert. I'm just saying, everyone's all like, oh, Americans have the stupidest way of saying it. It's obviously the date and then the month. But like, it depends on how you say it, right? If we culturally say August 8th, right? Then, of course, that makes some more sense for the month to go before the day. But if you're the type of person who says the 8th of August, well, then, of course, it makes more sense to do it that way, too. It's all about cultural colloquialisms. Stop being so judgmental. But also, please change it back for my own sake, because it confuses me. I don't like it. Someone died on the football field? Oh, that's just not right. That's just freaking messed up. Now I gotta place a crematorium next to the college. Well, this would be a really good opportunity for you kids to learn about death. So how are we doing when it comes to money from industry? Oh, it's doing pretty well, actually. We seem to be making a lot of money, actually. Yeah, actually, this place might be working fantastically. Turns out if you set up a proper industrial park, you can make a load of money. I'm liking what I'm seeing with that. Did set down another couple of different locations on the map. First off, we have Marksborough over here after my supporter Greg Marks. Very big appreciation to you. Also Hartman Park down over here because we need to have a good city park off in the ADOS area. Not sure how many more districts I'm going to be able to put in at some point, though. We're kind of running out of space for anything too exciting. So I think we're going to have to leave that. Also, I'm sort of running into a weird bug where I don't know if this is a mod that's messing something up or what, but it's not unusual for me to want to place something like a road. And then it starts giving me all these like little red things. Like it looks like it should be hooking on just fine, but it'll be all like, oh, space already occupied, when it's really just it's just a normal terminal. And if you hover over it just right, sometimes it goes through. I don't know. Kind of weird. It's making it very difficult for me to continue building out any new neighborhoods. Really not sure what's causing that, but since this is probably going to be finale, not a huge deal anyway. Did place down stuff like the giant statue of the Colossalis. Is that what it just said? Colossalis? Hang on. Colossalis. That is exactly what it said. Interesting. Okay. This is supposed to increase how long tourists stay in the city. I've also got the Sea Fortress, which increases the amount of people who come through airports and through passenger harbors. So that's all looking pretty good. School of Uncommon Dandies. It is sufficiently attractive, and it does have enough students. All we're lacking at this point are a handful more of these academic works to reach the maximum level. So we'll continue working on that. These districts over here are taking a very, very long time to fill out, which is not all that surprising. I'm trying to zone out as much as I can over here. But, yeah, I mean, demand can only go so fast, you know what I mean? It still takes a very, very long time to fill out a new sector. Heck, I expanded out the Lemon Soup Suites over here as well. What's interesting is that we had to get to almost 200,000 population to finally start seeing the traffic I was expecting on a lot of these highways, especially the truck traffic heading out over here. I mean, good lord, it just goes on and on. Shockingly, we're managing to deal with the capacity here okay. The biggest issue I'm seeing is this stupid little off-ramp right here, which, again, I already showed you. I don't know why it's not working, because it's a yield sign. Why they're coming to complete stops, I really couldn't tell you. Something recalculated. I have no idea how to fix it. It just sort of is what it is. There aren't really any more unique buildings that I feel like I can justify building at this point, by the way. Fan Zone Park. That's kind of cool. Anyway, there's not much more I can be building out over here because a lot of the other things that we would need to do would be things that kind of tank my city. For example, not the water treatment plant, that's fine. Crime rate over 50%, right? Like, is that something I plan on doing? No, not really. So, like, I guess I'm just never going to get to build that special, unique building. Where's the water treatment plant, though? Because apparently we need to build one of these, and that unlocks the tax office. And I would like to do that. Water treatment plant here? Sure, place. Does this mean that I now have access? Yep, I have access to the tax office. Now, the tax office is something I actually should have built a very long time ago. But, it's okay. Not a huge deal. Where do I place it? I don't know. Where do we think people are going to hate taxes? Probably in the pie eatery. See, again, with this space already occupied thing. All I want to do is just place it on a road like I normally would. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, just place that little thing right down here and boom. Okay, well, that's all we're getting, though. No more unique buildings, guys. It's as good as it's going to get. Oh, crap. Did I miss the concert again? I think I did. Darn it. Well, there's still a lot of people hanging out here from the previous concert, or maybe the existing concert's still going on, technically. Oh, hey, how you doing there? Oh, they love it. Oh, the crowd loves it. This is great. I don't know why it kind of blurs when you zoom in this far, but it kind of does. All right, no, we didn't miss the concert. It's actively going on right now. Looks like about 5,000 buckaroonies were made. Nothing close to the expenses, but that's fine. It draws a whole mess of tourists into the city, and that's good enough for me. You know something? I've decided we are going to try building the shipyard over here. Why? Because, I don't know. We might as well just have every single unique factory in the game, right? I mean, like, how much harder can it be at this point? We already got roads over here. The trucks are all already in this direction. Why not? This can't hurt. See with the space occupied thing again? It's so freaking irritating. I have to, like, hover it just right. There we go. There. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's a weird thing. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't really get it at all. How are our sports team doing? Have we managed to win any games? Lost that one. Lost that one. Lost that one. Y'all suck. You're supposed to be representing the glory of Praetoria. You can't lose to Lakefield. How dare you? And as my last act in this series, the Metho School for Uncommon Dandies has leveled up to level 5, making it a prestigious university. Fan-flippin-tastic. I think that's every special district that's up to level 5 now, right? Except for the ones that can't go above 3, or the ones that are only just now getting leveled up and just need a little bit of time and they'll be there. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So we've basically accomplished almost everything that I feel like I would want to in this particular series. And as a result, I hate to say it, but I think it is probably time to end things on this note. And there's one particular reason as to the why. You see this little down over here that I'm on speed 3? I'm going to go to speed 1. Do you see much difference? Because I don't see much difference, and that's the thing. So much is going on in this massive city that we've created here that the game is automatically throttling my speed trying to calculate all of it. So, yeah, we could sit here for the next 5 hours and do nothing and just let the city run, but it wouldn't be very entertaining for me or for you, so I think we're just going to go ahead and have to end it over here. But we've come a very, very long way with this city, and I'm quite proud with how it's turned out. Going from the old town down over here with the Dixie Park and the Corey Butt Farms, expanded out over here, got the lumberyard going, and then we built out the proper city with all these special names of my patrons forming the backbone of my city economy, and it is glorious to look at. Look at all these districts! So many beautiful districts and parks and other wonderful things going on here. Guthook Grotto, gotta say, I kind of thought this was going to be kind of a med district. It kind of came at the last minute, and the name Guthook is just, it kind of implies dirty. But look at this. It's probably the most aesthetically pleasing of all the bunch. Modus Ponens District has been doing a great job bringing us in some tourists. We got a whopping 3,802 per week. That's pretty darn good with a very, very attractive city. Loving all of that. Foxy Trot City Zoo, you know, never got as much traffic as I would have liked, but that's because zoos are underappreciated. I think you look great. With the Fun Deck, Marksboro is also expanding out. Just need a little bit more of that RCI to build up over time, and this place will be thriving just like everything else around the Ruby Retreat. Lasermarks Land, looking pretty fun. Nice little place to go and hang out on a Saturday. The school is looking good with plenty of sports, but loser teams through and through. Gosh dang it. Why do you guys have to suck so bad? Come on, represent. Everything over here is looking really, really solid. The unique factory district, this actually worked out way better than I expected. Still having a little hard time delivering all the goods that we need, but for the most part, it's actually producing lots of money. Loads of ores and metals being produced. The Solbasur Fields has probably been the most self-sufficient neighborhood out of this entire series. I've barely had to pay attention to these guys, and they're doing absolutely fine. And then, yeah, got a lot of traffic, but that's because once you get to the Cannon Fodder Family Farms, or the Shadow ONG, or the Steinworks of all things, oh man, that is a lot of traffic that has to be dealt with. Oh boy, it's actually gotten a bit worse since the last time I looked at it. Ha! Well, yeah, there's a lot going around in the city. But it's okay. It's okay. Everything's looking good. And then we have some nice, quiet little neighborhoods off over here. Frankly, I think this city turned out absolutely fantastically. I do want to remind you guys what my original vision looked like. I'll do a little overlay on this once again so you can see what I had planned on as far as the city layout. But when you factor in what we've actually done, I mean, we followed this pretty darn effectively. The districting worked out more or less the way I thought it would. Airports down here, special things up over here. The highways all worked out about the same way. Industrial sectors, it all kind of worked out almost exactly the way I envisioned. So, you know, that was a new way for me to play City Skylines, but going into this with a goal, with a vision, with a sense of direction, I think worked out pretty well for me. It let me plan out my infrastructure in an intelligent way, and we have a shockingly well-developed city that, for the most part, manages the traffic really well, with the exception of some places that inevitably are going to have really high traffic over here. So thank you all very much for watching this series. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed recording it. I feel pretty good. Oh, you know, one thing I want to do real quick. Sorry, hang on. I was gonna end it, but I wanted to also take a look at the day-night cycle real quick. There we go. Oh, look at it. Look at it glow. A dazzling jewel in the night. Beautiful city. My best work, probably. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell for all my future content, and I will see you guys next time.